I am saying state all the harmonized positions under interpretation.
So, Madam Chair, thank you. The harmonized position, of course, that was one. And then the other one was that under Article 251, 1H, 257, 1H of the Constitution. So here we are saying the international education institution means a school or an institution operating in Uganda at a level equivalent to an education institution, which provides instructions to learners distinct from national curriculum and based on an internationally recognized curriculum or the curriculum of another country. Then the other one is that the word medical practitioner has the meaning assigned to it in the Mental Health Act. And here minister means the minister responsible for teachers. Ministry means ministry responsible for okay, the changes. Okay. Another one, Madam Chair, about composition of the council. We deleted 1A, B, C. Yes.
We are looking at the harmonized position.
No. We did. And Madam Chair, the word here we are talking of the relevant degree means a degree prescribed by the minister in accordance with the section 28(2), and service of a local government means employment of a teacher in the District Service Commission.
That one was already there. What you have in red is what is only harmonized.
So, Madam Chair, I think let's go to, if I would first of all look at what was harmonized, then the rest we just move and pass. Because 2, we had already talked about clause 2. Clause 3 as well.
We are on clause 4.
Clause 4, yes, about interpretation and definition of a teacher. Clause 6.
Let the AG present the harmonized position. No, it's okay. AG present.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Chair. Right Honourable Chair, the parties did meet and look at clause 4. As the chair noted, we retained the definition of active teaching as part of the bill. We amended education service to mean, has the meaning assigned to it under Article 257(1)(h) of the Constitution. We did introduce international education institution as reported by the chair of the committee. Honorable Chair, we did define medical practitioner that has the meaning assigned to it under the Mental Health Act. Honorable Chair, we did define relevant degree to means a degree prescribed by the minister in accordance with section 28(2). We did define teacher, means a person registered or licensed under this act, by deleting the word and include head teacher. And then in training institution, we did add cap to 62 at the end of the provision. That's the position, Right Honorable Chair.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. That was the harmonized position. I put a question that clause 4 be amended as proposed by the harmonization committee. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 4 as amended.
I put a question that clause 4 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 5.
I put a question that clause 5 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 6.
AG. AG, give us the harmonized position.
Right Honorable Chair, the clause 6 was harmonized to read as follows. The council shall consist of the following members: 2 persons with at least 10 years experience in teaching in an education institution or management of an academic institution, of an education institution. B, a teacher with disability who shall be nominated by the National Council of Persons with Disabilities. C, a representative of the ministry. D, a representative of the National Council for Higher Education. E, a representative of the National Curriculum Development Center. F, 2 representatives from the Teachers Union and associations, one of whom shall be from a private education institution. G, an advocate with 10 years experience in legal practice. In clause 6.2, clause 6.2 was amended to read, the minister shall appoint the members of a council. At least 1/3 of the members shall be women. The members of the council under subsection 1F shall be nominated by members of the Teachers Union and Association. I beg to submit.
Yes.
On the a teacher with disabilities, National Council of Disabilities, where does it get? I thought a teacher is controlled under the Teachers Association. It is like saying an advocate who is appointed by, who is a disabled but appointed by a disability organization. It can't work.
No
So,
depot. No depot.
Nidupu, yes, I'm saying. Like for example, if we are making a council for advocates, we shall say one advocate appointed by Nidipu. No, who is disabled. What will happen here is that the teachers who are disabled are well known, and they are under the Teachers Association. So one of the teachers who will be representing the disability will be the one appointed by the disabled teachers.
Yes, AG.
No, I think here, and now I get it, I'm sorry, I was not following. No, I think here when you say shall be a person with disability, that means we just, who identifies that person, where do they find them?
How do you determine that the person is disabled?
Madam Speaker, we already fill forms. Are you disabled? Are you what? So, Madam Speaker, I don't think that teachers who are registered in the depot as disabled what?
Honorable, that is subjective.
You see, this National Union of Persons with Disabilities is a voluntary organization. It doesn't necessarily take care of all the persons with disability. The National Council for Persons with Disability, by law, is required to take care of all persons with disability. So the nomination is coming from there. It's not even the appointment, it's a nomination of a teacher with a disability. Not NUDIPU, National Council for Persons with Disability, because NUDIPU is the union is voluntary. Some people may join, others may not join. But this council is all-embracing. So that's the
Thank
proposal.
you.
That
I put a question
no,
that
I've
clause
understood,
6
but
be
Madam,
amended as proposed. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 6 as amended.
I put a question.
Madam Speaker, now since we have started saying there's National Council of Disability to appoint a teacher with disabilities,
To
we want us
nominate.
to nominate.
Nominate.
Now we have so many of this. We have the accountants, we have the advocates, we have this. Would it be procedure, right, that from now we ask that on all of this, the National Council of Disability should send a member with disabilities to represent them in any council.
They nominate.
we can amend the constitution, provide for that. That is another matter. But for today, we are dealing with this one.
I put a question that clause 6 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 7.
I put a question that clause 7 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 8.
AG.
Clause 8, Honorable Chair, was an amendment in clause 8.3 where we amended to replace may with shall and to introduce a who ceased to hold office to read as follows. Where a member of a council ceases to hold office before the expiry of the term under which he or she was appointed to the council, the minister shall appoint another person to replace the member who ceased to hold the office, and the person so appointed shall hold office for the remaining period of the term of office of the member.
Yes.
Now, again, here you're saying, if the member came by appointing from, say, National Council of Disabilities, you have to go back again to the same system. You cannot say that the minister shall be the one to appoint. I think here what we should correct, how the person was appointed to come to the council should be the same procedure to get that person.
How it came up. The reason why we went to Nodipu is that how could a ministry identify that lame teacher to be on the council? It is passed, but I'm just giving a background. So in a way, that's how the issue of Nodipu came up, for them to identify somebody.
Oh, yeah, I'm on now this one. That one was passed, we have agreed. Now, 8 subclause 3, that the minister shall appoint. The minister can only appoint what he has. If a person came from National Council of the Disabilities, again the National Council should get another person to come and replace that person for the remaining what? Period. The system how he came in, that's how it should be. I've just given an example of that. If the teachers are the ones who brought, again the people who sent should be the ones.
I agree with the honorable member, and that is the correct position, because even in the clause we first dealt with, the minister was appointing through the nominations of those people. So if a person came from a particular constituency and ceased to be a member, that particular constituency will still nominate to the minister, and the minister shall appoint. Now, Right Honorable Chair, further in clause
5D.
clause 8,
5D.
8.5D, by adding is capable of performing his or her functions as a member of the council as a result of any mental or physical infirmity as ascertained by a medical practitioner. And then by deleting clause F, which says conducting himself or herself in a manner unbecoming of a member of the council, proposing to delete that. That's a harmonized position, Right Honorable Chair.
Thank you. I put a question at clause 8 be amended as proposed by the Harmonization Committee and further amended by Honorable Nandala. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 8 as amended.
I put a question that clause 8 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 9.
Clause 9 to AG.
Right Honorable Chair, clause 9 was amended by deleting H and replacing it with the following. To accredit persons or institutions, 1, to offer continuous professional development programs for teachers, and 2, to conduct training of trainers of continuous professional development program, and then deleting I. The justification was the paragraphs H and I have been merged to allow persons who or institutions which are accredited by the council to offer continuous professional development program to teachers to also conduct training of teachers, since the council does not have the capacity to conduct the training.
I put a question that clause 9 be amended as proposed by the harmonization committee. Those in favor say and the control nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 9 as amended.
I put a question that clause 9 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the control nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 10.
AG.
Right Honorable Chair, the harmonization committee proposed to delete clause 10 as it is in the bill and replace it as follows. Collaboration with government agencies and department. 1, the council shall in the performance of its functions collaborate with the relevant government agencies and department. 2, the National Council for Higher Education shall in the performance of its functions collaborate with the council to accredit programs for training institutions leading to the award of a degree in education and relevant degree. B, in the setting of admission standards for teachers, and C, to inspect training institutions which provide education programs for purposes of this act. Beg submit.
I put a question that clause 10 be amended as proposed by the harmonization committee. Those in favor say and the control nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 10 as amended.
I put a question that clause 10 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the control nay. You can't even say aye, you're just here seated. The ayes have it.
Clause 11.
Clause 11.
Right Honorable Chair, clause 11 is amended in clause 11A by deleting training institutions and replacing it with the education institution. To read that to call for any information, documents, records, or reports in respect of a teacher or education institution from any person or body or authority as council may deem necessary. D, to delete clause D, and E, to delete training institution and replace with education institution. To read, to enter and inspect any education institution to ensure compliance with this act. We have deleted D.
I put a question that clause 11 be amended as proposed by the harmonization committee. Those in favor say and the control nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 11 as amended.
I put a question that clause 11 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say aye, to the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 12.
I put a question that clause 12 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 13.
I put a question that clause 13 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 14.
I put a question that clause 14 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 15.
I put a question that clause 15 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 16.
AG.
Right Honorable Chair, there is a proposal to amend clause 18, a harmonized clause 16, by deleting the words objectives and. To read in clause 16.1, the council may appoint committees for the effective discharge of its functions.
I put a question that clause 16 be amended.
on the maximum and on the minimum. If you are saying the maximum must be 5, what's the minimum? A man can decide to be 1 and say, I qualify to be a committee alone. So we should here be careful. What is the minimum? So AG subclause 3, what is the minimum?
Well, Right Honourable Chair, we're thinking that this is a council of reasonable persons who look at the circumstances obtaining at any time, and if they think the committee should have 1 person, they'll appoint 1 person. If they'll have 2, but a maximum of 5. I think the issue here is that if we overly prescribe and say minimum of this, the question will be why 2, why not 1? Why not 4, why not 3? And I think because we do not have the circumstances obtaining at the time before us now, it becomes a rather subjective question to deal with. But this we should leave to the committee.
Madam Chair, a committee to be effective, of course it must be an odd committee. 1 is odd, yes, he can be alone. So if we are saying a maximum of 5, we should here amend that a committee under this section shall have a minimum of 3 members.
Honorable Chair, Chairman BCO, you look at 61 under regulations that the minister, in consultation with the council, make regulations generally for better carrying out into effect of the provisions of this act. So it can come out in the regulations.
Guess if it's going to come out in the regulations, then we delete it. So that we give it the powers, so that when the minister can say, for purposes of this assignment, let it be 4 or 10 or whatever. So you cannot, if we're making it a law.
This is a parameter. It tells you that there shall be a council. Then in the regulations you will say it will be either 2 or whichever number.
Madam Chair, the reason why I'm raising this, you see, the moment you leave it here, the chair can become a committee every day. And you say, as the rate allows me to be even 1 and I have a committee. Or can appoint 1 person and say, you go on the chair and bring a report. My proposal here is to avoid some micromanaging of this institution. We should have a bare minimum to deal with it. So the regulation, if you are saying they will be managed in the regulation, then we delete here. If you are saying what? Because the moment you say committee, it must have numbers.
Let me give you a simple example. Our rules give us a bare minimum of the number of committee members of a committee. But the Administration of Parliament Act does not specify the number. So
the Administration of Parliament does not specify the number. Every year the number of Parliament is increasing or decreasing.
Exactly.
So that one is different. Now this one here is already determined. The numbers of the council members is already determined. That's why if you want us to be really fair on this law, at least we should either have, if the moment we created the maximum, we should have also what? A minimum.
I propose that we say a minimum of 1 person and a maximum of 5.
I want to say a minimum of 3, a maximum of 5. The justification to avoid 1 person making decisions for an organization. And that way, for purposes of ownership, is 3 and maximum 5.
Right Honourable Chair, these are committees of council. They don't make decisions for the council. They advise council. So even if it is 1 person, this committee can only advise the council of all these people, and then those people make the decision. So the issue of 1 person making a decision, if they think that they need 1 person to advise them, but they're advising the committee, where's the challenge?
Honourable members, I put a question that Clause 16 be amended as proposed by the harmonized committee. Those in favour say and the contrary aye.
Clause 16 as amended.
I put a question that Clause 16 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favour say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 17.
I put a question that clause 17 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 18.
AG.
Right Honorable Chair, this provision, clause 18, on the appointment of the registrar of the council, was harmonized to read as follows. A person shall not be appointed as a registrar under this act unless he or she has experience in teaching of at least 10 years and a postgraduate degree in law, management, or administration. And say that the deputy registrar shall be appointed by council on terms and conditions as the council shall specify in the instrument of appointment. A person shall not be appointed deputy registrar unless that person has at least 5 years teaching experience in teaching, law, management, or administration. So we request the final readings. A person shall not be appointed. A person shall not be appointed deputy registrar unless that person has experience in teaching of at least 5 years and a postgraduate degree. A postgraduate degree, not
In the law.
postgraduate
degree.
in law, management, or administration. Beg to submit.
Yeah.
Now that's a registrar and the deputy. Do they have also a time, or they are going to rule until infinity?
That's 18.
So
18. We don't have term limits in Uganda. I put a question that clause 18 be amended as proposed. Does it favor say the contrary day? The ayes have it.
Clause 18 as amended.
I put a question that clause 18 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 19.
Clause 19, I think Honorable Nandara can see clause 19. Shall hold office for 5 years and is eligible for reappointment for more than one term. So we are proposing to amend the provision to delete the word vacate and replace it with resign his or her office. To read, the registrar may resign his or her office at any time by giving written notice of 3 months to the minister and the council. In clause 19.3d, to read, inability to perform his or her functions arising from infirmity of body or mind as ascertained by a medical practitioner. I beg to submit.
I put a question that clause 19 be amended as proposed by the harmonization committee. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 19 as amended.
I put a question that clause 19 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 20.
I put a question that clause 20 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 21.
I put a question that clause 21.
the first one, money appropriated by Parliament. Now you are talking about grants and donations. Are you allowing money to go direct without going through Ministry of Finance and grants and donations? That could be dangerous. I'm just tickling your mind edge.
But there are methods of declaration under the Public Finance
That's why I'm
Management
saying
Act.
The one, money appropriated by Parliament and money acquired as per the rules, the Public Finance Management Act, to avoid anybody going behind the Public Finance and Management Act.
Yes. Grants and donations.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you could say that, but that's a very dangerous thing in terms of drafting, because when you're reading any law, you read it as a body of laws. For example, when you're doing unemployment,
But you can't limit only to the Public Finance Management Act, because you have inspectorate.
you have a whole body of laws.
Mm.
No, it's not a good practice to do
To
that,
limit
because
to one law.
yeah, there are many laws that are going to come into place when it comes to the management of these resources. You have the Public Finance Management Act, you have the Constitution, you have the Accounts Act. There's so many laws. So if you say Public Finance Management Act, then you're saying I don't need to comply with any other law. But
You
if they say
limit.
you can receive money, you need to receive it in accordance with the laws of Uganda.
Accordance to the laws.
You
of
can say in
Uganda.
accordance with the law,
The
but
grants and donation in accordance with the laws
of Uganda.
of Uganda. That's what we're trying to put.
that's okay. That's okay. But
I put a question that clause 21 be amended as proposed by Honorable Nandala and Honorable AG. Those in favor say aye, to the contrary nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 21 as amended.
I put a question that clause 21 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 22.
I put a question that clause 22 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 23.
I put a question that clause 23 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 24.
I put a question that clause 24 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 25.
I put a question that clause 25.
I think if you are saying the council shall prepare and for financial year and to within 2 months, I thought we should follow the rules now. When does the Auditor General issue the audit report? It should be within what? 6 months. So, yeah, have you seen? Audit. Now, when we're talking of audit, the audit shall, of course, be prepared statements of accounts of the council for financial year and submit statements to the Auditor General within 2 months after the end of the financial year.
Within 2 months. Yeah. There is no problem.
No, what they're saying, in other rules, they are saying within 3 months. That's why by September, all government entities must have submitted their accounts to Auditor General. So if we are saying 3 months to other departments of government, why are you taking this one 2 months?
We want high efficiency levels. Within 2 months is
For
okay.
teachers?
Yeah. The exemplary. I put a question that clause 25 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 26.
I put a question that clause 26 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 27.
AJ.
Right Honorable Chair, clause 27, application for registration. Clause 1 to read, a person who intends to be registered as a teacher shall apply to the council for registration. 2, an application under subclause 1 shall be made in the form prescribed by regulations under this act. Then clause 1 as it stands, to amend it to remove wishes and replace it with intends. A person who intends to be a teacher in Uganda shall be registered in accordance with the provisions of this act. 3 has been harmonized to read, notwithstanding section 28, the council may require a person applying to be registered as a teacher but whose qualification was not obtained from a training institution in Uganda to undertake a competence test to determine his or her suitability for registration. I beg to submit.
Madam Chair, what the AG has raised, I have no objection, but the issue is timelines. I can apply now, and you take 6 years before you approve me. Why don't we put in mind that upon receiving the application, the council will determine the fate of the applicant within 3, maybe 60 days or whatever, to avoid people sitting on people's applications. So if AG you agree, so upon receiving the application, the council will take a decision within 60 days. The justification to avoid people sitting on people.
You mean people sit on people?
Madam Chair, I am inquiring part 4 generally because it will inform how I'll debate some of the clauses. It is about teachers. As a matter of principle, I wanted to inquire from government. Your conduct over the past 5-6 years shows that you have segmented who a teacher is in Uganda. it appears there are teachers of this category and the teachers of that category. And in this entire part, you are talking about teachers. We do not see the policy undertones that you had been coming here at Parliament and making pronouncement in public, coming out clearly here. The distinction that you have inculcated into the teaching fraternity in Uganda. In some cases, variations in payments. In some cases, variations in acknowledging them as teachers, teacher of this, teacher of that. So when it comes to part 4,
Honorable, are you making amendment or it is a policy matter?
no, because this is about now teachers generally. So as a
Yes.
matter of principle, because I'm going to make amendment, I want them to clarify
that should
first.
be on policy. Take that. What the issues is raising, those are policy matters.
No, it's policy, but then when it comes to the actual, because if these are the requirements for registration, for example, the requirements for practicing certificate, because they are spread all over, and then we are 2 categories, will you subject us to the same? Because this is what the law is saying here. Yet already under your practice in public, we are actually different. If that is true, then when we come to some clauses, I'll be proposing making amendments. It's just unfortunate that I've not inquired, for example, or analyzed the certificate of financial implication, which I'll be
Okay.
referring to in regarding this bill.
Okay. So the issue of the timing is okay. Within 60 days, should be able to give a feedback to avoid the Honorable Nandala being sat on.
Right Honorable Chair, I've stood here severally and said that I'm not a big fan of putting timeline for administrative activities in laws. Regulation should best serve this purpose. We don't know, we don't know what the circumstances of obtaining at any given time are. For example, if you have all the 50,000 teachers registering at the same time or applying at the same time, I really wouldn't know. So I would propose, Right Honourable Chair, and try to convince the Honourable Member that we can provide for this in the regulations and even require that those regulations be tabled before Parliament. The important thing about this is that it allows flexibility. The circumstance obtaining today may be different from the circumstance obtaining another time, but that is my advice. It would be neater to allow administrative function to be done administratively through regulation.
What the Attorney General is raising, we are not saying that in 60 days you are making a decision to pass. But within 60 days you can write it to me and say, we have received your application, you still have the following to deal with so that we can proceed with the process. But the process...
Nathan, would it cause any harm if we brought that in the regulation, just like the way we have in the rules of procedure?
Chair, if the Attorney General is going to bring regulations which have the timeline for an
Yes.
application, I will have no problem.
Okay. I put a question
I'll not
that
forget,
clause
I'll remind
27 be amended as proposed by Harmonization Committee. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 27 as amended.
I put a question that clause 27 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
There's a new clause. Clause 28.
Clause 28.
Right Honourable Chair, the Harmonization Committee met and resolved to amend Clause 28 as follows. 28(1)(b) by deleting 28(1)(b) from the Act and inserting after Clause 3, Subclause 3, a person is eligible to be registered as a teacher if he or she possesses a degree in education or a relevant degree or postgraduate diploma in education. The Minister shall, in consultation with the National Council of Higher Education, prescribe the relevant degree referred to in Clause 1B. 4. The qualifications referred to in subsection 1 shall be obtained from a training institution recognized by the National Council for Higher Education. 5. Where the qualifications referred to under subsection 1 are not obtained from a training institution in Uganda, the person shall have his or her academic qualifications equated by the National Council for Higher Education before applying for registration. That's the harmonized position, right, Honorable Chair.
Yes.
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank the Attorney General for accepting a teacher to be having a postgraduate diploma. I would have been one of those said that yes, I'm one of those who got a postgraduate, so I'm not a teacher. But having done that, I want to ask a question. Is this law being made for only teachers of high institutions? Or high? Because we have primary teachers. They go for, I think even, I'm happy I've seen the Minister for Education is there. We have primary teachers. I think they do certificate in education. Then we have those who do diplomas in education. And if you are saying that they are not supposed to be regulated by this law, are you going to bring a law to regulate those who have diplomas, those who have certificates? I think it is important that all teachers are covered here. All the teachers who have gone to a training institution, whether for a certificate, whether for a diploma, should be taken as teachers and should be registered under this act.
Isn't that in line with the policy shift of 2019
Yep.
education policy?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I also have questions around this area. In 28, 1A, it is proposed that these teachers must have a degree in education. And then when you look at the definition of a teacher now, includes those ones in pre-primary, and then the ones in primary, and then post-primary, from what I see in the bill. Ordinarily, we can say those in early childhood education, the nursery teachers, the ones with the common nursery teachers, are now required to also have degrees.
Yes.
Okay? Then,
But then, even if you don't have a degree as of now, we have a transition period, and under
I have
65
seen under 65, I've also seen the
of
savings.
10 years.
Yes, I've also seen the savings. But this is the point I'm trying to make. Let us look at what will be required of this current teacher with a grade 3 certificate or grade 5 to upgrade to have a degree in education. I have seen, I think, the last time I checked at Makerere, it takes a minimum in tuition only of 1.4 or 1.5 per semester to pay per semester to study a degree in education. And when you look at the current teachers we are targeting and how much they actually earn, and then you put the requirement as high as that, that is the one position. The second position, my parents were teachers. The effort that an early childhood teacher, the nursery teacher, makes, given our infrastructural challenges, sitting on the ground to illustrate, to write. In fact, some government schools are still even writing on the soil. That effort for you to raise the level of a teacher to a degree, I cannot see many degree holders. I will take the information. Let me first going down there to sit, given the level of effort they have put in education. So I was proposing that, as you have already stated, preschool, and then pre-primary, primary, and then secondary, post-primary, we could segment and allow the certificate to deal with. For now, you can be registered as a teacher at with a certificate. Yes. Then maybe a diploma can handle primary and postgraduate. Otherwise, the transition, when we come to it, I'm going to address you on that. The transition and savings, it doesn't cure. It doesn't cure.
We're actually going to have a national teachers university, and it should be able to set the years.
Yes. Madam Speaker, one time, let me say this. There was, I think people who are in education would understand this. There was a reasoning, because I told you my parents were teachers. that where a teacher studies from also has a great influence on how they deliver. That's why the lower, we had all these PTCs in the localities of where the children are. It informs how teachers deliver, the method of delivery. Now, these national teachers will be one center probably here in Kampala or anywhere. The cost of transport, the cost of
they are going to be in all regions. Where we have been having a PTC, NTCs, we are going to have the universities there. No, you're talking into government.
Madam Chair, let me also tell you something. Madam Chair, education to be a teacher under normal circumstances was for bright people. It was for bright ones. Nowadays, people have degraded education. That is a person who fails to go for a professional course is the one who goes for what? Education.
Nathan,
now, I want us to go back. I want us to go back.
Nathan, government has a very good plan for this. And we are transiting, and as we have said, as government, we are going to have these universities in every sub-region, even my region with you, in Bugisu. We are going to have where Elgon was. We are going to have it. Let's hear from the chairman first.
Madam Chair, the information
government
regarding
not me. It is not from me, it is from government.
I don't know why you don't want to get information.
The law is from government.
Madam Speaker, I want to receive information from the chair, but I was getting clarification. When we're in Parliament, there are two.
No.
Parliament and government. Then you
it
say
is
now.
Government.
So the Speaker is now speaking for government? Or
no, I am saying government. This is a government bill.
Okay.
This is a government bill. I'm saying this is government is speaking through a bill. Yes.
Okay, Madam Speaker, the harmonized position regarding the minimum qualifications, we harmonized and said this one should not be in the main law, that it should be the minister in consultation with the Teachers' Council to put it in regulations as an instrument. So that one moves away from the main law. So they fear that you are talking about pre-primary and the other, it is going to be regulated within the ministry and in the consultation with the Teachers' Council. It amend. Yes.
Amend 28 because the regulation cannot amend
You know.
a law. So, Madam Chair,
you know the problem, most of what you have has been amended. What he read is the harmonized position. If he has not touched on A, it is not the position. The position, for instance, Honorable AG, you read the harmonized position again on 28.
The harmonized position is a person. First of all, we have amended by inserting after clause 3, first of all, deleting B, 28(1)B, then inserting after 3, a person is eligible for registration as a teacher if he possesses a degree in education or a relevant degree, or minister shall, in consultation with the council and the National Council for Higher Education, by statutory instrument, prescribe the relevant degree referred to in 1B. The qualification referred to in subsection 1 shall be obtained from a training institution recognized by the National Council for Higher Education. Where the qualifications referred to under subsection 1 are not obtained from a training institution in Uganda, the person shall have his or her academic qualifications equated by the National Council for Higher Education before applying for registration.
what you are raising is very now serious. One must possess a degree in education. That one qualifies. Now you are saying the one who wants to again to have a postgraduate diploma in education qualifies, but again with rules again. That if you did engineering, maybe you get a diploma in teaching, you will not qualify unless they clear you. That's again being subjective, but also of interest. There are teachers of diplomas. Is teaching a diploma, isn't it from a prescribed higher institution of learning, why shouldn't he qualify to be registered as a what? As a teacher. A certificate, and we have also raised about a certificate. Most laws, when you do them, you can say this is a cut-off point. From now on, all those who are below, by now, like who got certificates and diplomas, by now all of them qualify to become registered members. Then from there going ahead is when you say now to go and teach, you must go ahead and qualify as the following. But the moment you close out certificate teachers, diploma teachers, this law is going to make...
Honorable Nandala, we are not closing them out, but we are saying we are giving you a transition period for you to upgrade. 10 years. If you're a certificate person, you should be able to grow and become diploma, degree, and you meet the standards.
You are going to the diploma. Diploma is 2 years.
Yes.
You are paying cash.
Yes.
Maybe you go, you are senior 4.
There is nothing you do without paying cash.
You go certificate 3. You go to diploma.
Honorable Nandala, there is nothing you do without paying cash. Even campaigning to come to parliament, you pay cash.
That's agreed. Madam Speaker, we are agreeing that. But our argument are saying that the process you are talking about of 10 years is no, what are we happening? Is that person registered as a teacher or not?
Before, just AG. Madam Speaker, what I'm pleading, going forward, there is no problem notifying whoever wants to be a teacher that you'll need a degree for you to be a teacher. But for me, who chose like 10, 20 years ago, because of the so many social factors, and I chose to go to do that grade 3 or the grade 5 diploma, to be disadvantaged now, even if you put the 10 years, does not hold. So what we are saying is, if you could, the ones who are already there, the issue of 10 years shouldn't be there, but you can, going forward, require each and every teacher, so that when somebody goes to university and applies, they know that I'm applying for a degree to become a teacher. But for me, who had been disadvantaged in the past or because of any other reason, I'm now in the teaching profession with my certificate, with my diploma, and to be pushed that within 10 years you must, yet the pay itself from both private and government cannot even support me to upgrade, is what I am pleading for, Madam Speaker. Then I don't want to lose the point that the chairman, I think, explained well, that there is intention that the minister, together with council, can then prescribe something for pre-primary and then primary and post. But in 28(1)(a), it's reading like this: a person is eligible to be registered as a teacher if he or she A, possesses a degree in education, and then you add and, meaning the opening, you must have a degree in education first, and then any other thing can then what? Support you. That will lock out the category I'm talking about, Madam Speaker.
AJ?
Right, Honorable Speaker, I'm proposing that we collapse clause 28 and replace it as follows. The minister shall, in consultation with council and the National Council for Higher Education, by statutory instrument, prescribe the eligibility for registration of a person to be registered as a teacher under this act. Beg submit.
That is better. I put a question that clause 28 be amended as proposed by Honorable Attorney General. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 28 as amended.
I put a question that clause 28 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 29.
Deletion.
Right, Honorable Chair, we propose to delete clause 29 on internship program.
I put a question that clause 29 be deleted as proposed. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 30.
I put a question that clause 30 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 31.
Clause 31, Right Honorable Chair, we are proposing to amend clause 31, 1 by deleting C.
I put a question that clause 31 be amended as proposed. Those in favor stand the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 31 as amended.
I put a question that clause 31 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor stand the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 32.
I put a question that clause 32 stands part of the bill. Those in favor stand the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 33.
AG practicing license.
Right Honorable Chair, it is proposed to amend clause 33 to read as follows. A person shall not teach in any education institution unless the person possesses a valid practicing license issued by the council. An education institution shall not employ a person to teach in an education institution unless the person is licensed to teach under this act. A person who contravenes subsection 1 commits an offense and is liable to on conviction to a fine not exceeding 100 currency points or to a term of imprisonment not exceeding 4 years or both. An education institution which contravenes subsection 2 commits an offense and is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 400 currency points, and the license of education shall be revoked for a period of 1 year. I beg to submit.
I don't think teachers are practicing. Teachers are teaching. It should not be a practicing certificate. It should be a teaching certificate. Practicing certificate is for you as an advocate, for me Nandal as an accountant. It should be a teaching license. That's number one. Number two, now if you are going to do it, how you should also put when they are going to have it teaching licenses, because the teaching license unless if it is issued until revoked. But if you are going to say that like where they issue it on annual basis, we need to understand, is it until the teaching license will be until revoked, or it can be on annual basis or biannual or 5 years? I also need to understand that, Attorney General.
AG.
The license is for 4 years under clause 36(4) of the bill.
No, what is it practicing or teaching?
Well, we had it as practicing practicing
They do not
license, but we can change it.
They do teach.
We can call it a teaching license, and we make an consequential amendment throughout the bill. Wherever practicing license appears, we can change it to teaching license.
Okay. I put a question that clause 33 be amended as proposed by the Harmonization Committee and further by Honorable Nandala. Those in favor send the contrary nay. Yes,
Clause 33 as amended.
I put a question that clause 33 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor send the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 34.
AG.
Right Honorable Chair, on clause 34, we propose that clause 34 stands as part of the bill because it was getting into the detail which was now becoming administrative. So we're proposing that clause 34 stands as part of the bill.
That clause 34 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 35.
35.
Right Honorable Chair, to amend clause 35(1) to read, where a person making an application under 34 is not a Uganda, the person shall show proof that he or she is a registered or recognized teacher in the country where he or she has been practicing by an authority equivalent to the council and has been teaching for the past 3 years.
I put a question that clause 35
and to add that the clause The council may require a person applying to be licensed as a teacher under this section to undertake a competence test to determine his or her suitability for licensing.
I put a question that clause 35 be amended as proposed by the harmonization committee. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 35 as amended.
I put a question that clause 35 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 36.
36.
Clause 36 is amended to delete the word of appearing right after requirements and replace with for issuance of a teaching license prescribed under to read, the council shall upon receipt of an application under section 34 consider the application, and where the council is satisfied the person meets the requirements for issuance of a teaching license prescribed under section 34 or 35, issue a practice certificate to the applicant. Beg to submit.
Madam Chair.
Thank you.
That one, okay, no problem. But the time, having given me a certificate, a teaching license, I think the teaching license should be enforced until revoked. Yes, the justification is that a teacher who is teaching, yes, he gets a salary. You cannot treat a teacher like an accountant, like an advocate, because those make money for their farms to run. But a teacher is just an employee. He's not having his own business, like he wants a license every year or 5 years and whatever. So my proposal here that since a teacher is going to be an employee, apart from the institutions themselves, should have this license in place until revoked by the council. The justification to avoid the teachers moving from villages to look for trading, and these are people who are already vulnerable in their character.
That's what the law provides. What we are discussing here is the renewable, what we are calling a practicing license, which we are calling a teaching license. Please. We were calling it a practicing license, which we have changed to teaching license. But once a person is registered as a teacher, remains a teacher forever, but gets a teaching license every 4 years. Now, you see, the other one is a registration certificate. Once I get my certificate of registration, it's for life. Like me, a lawyer, I go and get a certificate of enrollment. I am enrolled. But every year, I go for a practicing certificate. So now here, the teacher will get a certificate of registration once they are registered as a teacher. And then every 4 years, they get what we are calling a practicing license, which we have now called a teaching license.
I put a question that clause 36 be amended as proposed by the harmonization committee. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 36 as amended.
I put a question that clause 36 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 37.
I put a question that clause 37 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 38.
I put a question that clause 38 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 39.
I put a question that clause 39 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 40.
I put a question that clause 40 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say aye. To the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 41.
Clause 41.
Right Honorable Chair, proposing that clause 41 be amended by deleting A, an intern teacher.
I put a question that clause 41 be amended as proposed by the harmonization committee. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 42. Sorry, clause 41 as amended.
Yes.
There is what is talking about school practice. School practice, you are no longer you are not yet a what? You're not a teacher. So why do you bring it here? That one should not be there. You should also delete it. Eh? You see, you're saying this from this. Why are you bringing it here?
Where?
You see, there's an intern.
41.
Yeah, that one. What I'm
was
saying.
deleted.
So I'm saying we should delete A and B. You see, a student practice is more or less like an intern.
So you're saying that we delete B to mean that a student undertaking school practice will require a license. Because part 5 does not apply to these people. The reason we are deleting intern is because we have removed the entire concept of internship under teacher training. But if you say we are happy to remove it if Nandala thinks that a student undertaking school practice should have a license, we can remove it. So that's what we are saying here, that
That's why
part 5 does not
this
apply to them.
application.
So,
look
let me
at-
ask you,
no, look at the
listen.
heading.
No, I've seen
This
it.
application.
No, I've seen it, madam. This is a law not for interns or practicing what? School practice. You'll only be a teacher after finishing school qualifying. So you are not going to disqualify somebody who is training. You have got an advocate who has come to your place for internship. He's not an advocate until he practices. The law you're making, you are not making for school practice teachers, you're not making for interns. You disqualify somebody.
Honorable Nathan, this application means you're not requiring the license from that category.
Madam Chair, both sides are actually correct. This is actually, for me, a redundant.
But you know, school practice is part of training to be a teacher. Yes.
Right, Honorable
It's
Chair.
not-
The people in school practice remain in the schools for a considerable period of time. And you remember that the law has said no one shall teach without a license. So that means that a person in school training who enters the classroom and purports to teach commits an offense. So this law is saying no. The fundamental rule is that no one should enter a classroom to teach anyone if they don't have a license. But do not require a person who is teaching under school practice to obtain a license. That's all it's saying.
Honorable members.
No, Madam Chair, let me tell you, a school teaching practice is a subject. You must pass it to qualify as a what? A teacher. Yes, you must do school practice. When you qualify, that's when they give it to you.
Let me give information to Honorable Nandala. Honorable Nandala, I think it's just the nomenclature of this application. We are saying this one should not apply to me who is undertaking school practice. So I'm not unlawful to be in class because I don't have a license. So they should remain. The other first one has gone, but this one remains because this one's undergoing training.
Madam Chair, I'm sorry to go ahead. The reason why I said both sides may be right, and this provision appears to be redundant, because when you go to 42, it gives the minister power to exempt anyone by statutory order. So if the minister so wishes that a school practice person or a student under 42, then they would now make a prescription and say the following are exempt. I just wanted first to draw your attention to 42 so that the 41 can actually go, and then that intention of allowing exception for some people to go and teach can be captured under 42. But I also have another proposal under 42.
A student undertaking school practice is subject to this law. So I want us to first be clear that there are certain parts of this law which would affect even student teachers. For example, discipline, code of conduct, they'll apply to them. But this section, all this section is saying is that if you find a student teacher in the classroom teaching, don't ask them for a license. That's all they are saying. Don't ask them for a practicing certificate. So whether it's redundant or not, these are kind of things we put there for avoidance of doubt. We do not want people to be harassed in the villages and etc. So if it is redundant,
you.
we should leave it there.
And the law is made to be futuristic. It's not for only now. I put a question that clause 41 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 42.
I put a question that clause 42.
So, Madam Chair, on 42, reads exemptions of persons from Part 4 and Part 5, which is about registration, and then the teaching licenses by the minister. And says the minister may, by statutory order, exempt a person. And it goes on, then B, prescribe the procedure and manner in which a person or a category of person exempted under paragraph A shall engage in. My issue is, shouldn't it be known for anyone who wants to be exempted to know the parameters of exemption? Because here it is not clear. So for me, I would prefer that the minister should prescribe by regulation who can benefit from the exemption. The way it is here, it is quite problematic. It means that the wider...
It is already there that the minister will prescribe by statutory order. It is there.
No, when you read it, that's not the spirit, madam. It says by the order is the end result of the exemption. I've exempted you. It is the statutory order. That's what it means under paragraph A. Then paragraph B is the conditions for the exemption, that have exempted you but subject to this condition. Now my point is, all the teachers, everyone who desires to be exempted must know well in advance that if I do not want to subject myself, these are the standard. So the minister should actually rather prescribe the parameters of the categories of person who could be exempted and then later exempt. Then two, since we have a council which is responsible for registration and then issuance of the teaching practice, wouldn't it be better that the minister exempts only after the council has granted?
Right, Honorable Chair and colleagues, we cannot possibly provide the circumstances of exemption. We cannot provide the circumstances because we want everyone to comply with the registration. And we expect everyone to comply. This clause here is talking about, okay, when we're discussing this bill, they were talking about a person who comes here to give, say, lectures in Makerere University or in a school. A professor comes from somewhere and he's coming here for 4 days, wants to give a lecture and it's part of the teaching. So that is what was anticipated in this kind of scenario. But the issue of the approval of council, the participation of council, I think Honorable Minister can guide on that. I wouldn't have any challenge with that myself.
AG, the point I was raising, yes, there's a professor in the US who wants to come. It should be known in advance. The minister should prescribe, not maybe the details. We give the power only here, but we don't give the details. Because as it is here, it's just giving the minister power to exempt. But for me, I'm saying by regulation, the minister should sit down and then prescribe the circumstances later on that can be known to whoever wants to maybe invite a guest lecturer from America, from this, to know. Because you cannot now procure that person to come. After the person has reached here, you have paid air ticket, you have paid fees, then you start running around. And then the minister says, no, this one does not qualify. You fly him or her back. I hope you get my point. Yeah.
People come and call you, you're going to, what are they called, the mentorship speeches. They say MPX or Councillor Y, come and speak to our students, low class. He goes, the man, you get him, there's, the children, students are there. You come and say, where is your teaching what? Practice. So we have to be very careful. Eh? So that's why we're saying we need to prescribe what is necessary. So we want the Minister of Education to tell us what is it is going to
Clerk,
exempt.
I mean, AJ, what is the position? AG was the one responsible. For AG, what is the position? 42.
42, the harmonized position is as I presented it, that the provision stands as part of the bill, but definitely I think we take the guidance that we should work on regulations to deal with this aspect. And under 63 we can do that, but the bill can stand as it is.
Okay, I put a question that clause 42 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 43.
43 is a deletion. 43. You have kept it as it is. Yes, Gilbert.
Thank you. Madam Chair, on 43, clause 1, which says a person who wishes to teach a degree in education in training institution shall possess the relevant qualification. Madam Chair, I feel we need to define what relevant qualification is. There is a tendency of many of the teaching institutions, they normally employ those ones who are not qualified. So we need to define.
You've come late. The relevant qualifications were already mentioned. They were already mentioned. You check the clauses behind. You are raising a very important issue, but it was already mentioned.
Madam Speaker, you have a point. Maybe we would have helped. So what we are raising, but what we wanted to find out, Madam Speaker.
Clause 43.
Yeah, let him bring first, then we can make up.
Right, Honorable Speaker, we propose to delete clause 43 from the bill on teacher training.
Okay, I put a question that clause 43 be deleted as proposed. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 44.
44.
Right, Honorable Chair, we propose that we delete clause 44.
I put a question that clause 44 be deleted. Those in, as proposed, those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 45.
45.
Clause 45, Right Honorable Chair, we propose to amend clause 45(1) to read, every teacher who engages in teaching shall undertake continuous professional development as the minister may, on the recommendation of council prescribed by regulation. 2, by deleting subclause 2. 3, read, council shall not renew the practice certificate, which is now a teaching license of a teacher who fails to meet the requirements of continuous professional development as prescribed under this act. Beg to submit.
Madam Chair, professional development means you must leave the school, go somewhere, maybe train for either 1 month or 2 months or 1 week. We want the Attorney General and the Minister to tell us what is the profession of a teacher. Because as a teacher, every day is teaching. If I'm a teacher of physics, I am reading physics textbooks, I am doing what every day. In fact, a teacher should not be treated like you, lawyers or accountants, because lawyers and accountants can forget what is supposed to be. You say, can I give you? Then I can say yes. Okay, give me, not the speaker.
The speaker is not giving. Madam Speaker, I'm giving my colleague information. The spirit of professional development is that these teachers can go for a term of about 2 months, professional development.
Actually, during holidays.
Yes, during holidays. So it's not that when you read a physics book, you don't need to go and compare with other people for best practices. So it is in a good spirit.
You see, schools are too many. Are you going to establish centers for all the teachers to go for professional development? Are you going to have a curriculum for professional development? I want the ministry to assist us to understand if there's going to be a curriculum for professional development and where the institution is going to be.
You don't need it.
Dear colleagues, for us in the profession, we are learning every day. We are expected to improve ourselves almost every day, and with many things, and many things are coming up on board. Even this distance education, even the seminars, attendance of seminars, workshops. So the idea behind, or the spirit behind this, is to encourage our teachers, to improve the profession almost every day.
Madam Speaker, this on the face of it sounds very good because it has the effect of building capacity. But we must be careful of the undertones that I believe right now we don't have information. In other sectors, we came here in Parliament and made certain provisions that looked innocent. After going out, you find that there is only one service provider now monopolizing this professional development. And they will charge an amount that you cannot escape and run away from it. If you don't have a certificate from them, you cannot. The ones of the lawyers, we already know. And there are some lawyers that have failed to practice because of continuous legal education points, the CLEs that you must have. Now, my issue is, and we must treat this, that for you now to require a teacher in Karamoja, in Kisoro, to come for professional development course or refresher course in only one institution that is based here, charge at sometimes even 1.5. They can even say 1.5 because that institution or that service provider must also be licensed to provide that professional development. So I'm just giving a caution, but I take.
But now with the number of these the colleges that the teacher universities that are going to be put there, the unity, they are going to be everywhere.
Yeah,
By the way, for me, in my school, if you don't go for professional development during holidays, you will not come back and teach because we need new knowledge. I mean, it evolves day in. The school does it. Yeah, we do it. Capacity building. Eh?
Madam Chair, that's the information I wanted to give. Currently, science teachers, every holidays, government is organizing refresher training for them. All the schools and across the country. And with the coming in force of the new curriculum, refresher courses shall become a must because the new curriculum changes over time. And there are so many new things that are brought into the curriculum. Therefore, the continuous training, teachers acquiring knowledge, is very important.
I put a question
Madam
at
Speaker,
clause 45 be amended
please.
as proposed.
Madam
Those in
Speaker,
favor say and the
Madam Chair.
contrary nay.
Madam
The
Chair.
teachers talked. The ayes have it.
Clause 45 as amended.
I put a question that clause 45 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 46.
I put a question that clause 46 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 47.
I put a question that clause 47 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 48.
I put a question that clause 48 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 49.
I put a question that clause 49 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 50.
I put a question that clause 50 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 51.
I put a question that clause 51 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 52.
I put a question that clause 52.
Madam Speaker, on clause 52, 3. this is a person aggrieved by the decision of the committee may appeal to the High Court. And I wanted the AG to be here. But in light of the current amendment and the number of teachers, I think the Chief Magistrate's Court, the Chief Magistrate could handle this appeal. The High Court already informed us when we were amending that they are overburdened. They are overburdened by...
Actually, after the amendment of the Act, the
Yes.
Chief Magistrate would handle this.
Yes. So I wanted to propose, but also because of these high courts, you know, how the circuit,
Scattered.
yeah, they are scattered, they are very far, but I actually think, that's why I say the Chief Magistrate's Court, that includes also
Yes,
a
yes.
grade 1, would be able to deal with this. But it would
AG?
need AG.
This is a straightforward case.
That's a straightforward. Chief
Uh,
Magistrate's Court.
Courts can handle it.
AG, instead of that is 52, instead of High Court, we put Chief Magistrate's Court. Because
Yeah,
they are
this-
almost everywhere.
I think that would be acceptable because now we have courts,
Yes.
Chief Magistrates courts everywhere, and maybe
Yes.
more accessible for teachers.
Okay.
Thank
I put a question that clause 52 be amended as proposed by the committee and further amended by Honorable Dur. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 52 as amended.
I put a question that clause 52 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 53.
I put a question.
53. How do you find a teacher 250,000? 250,000 current point. You are talking about 5 million shillings. Eh? Eh? You see, impose a fine on a teacher not exceeding 250 current point. 250 current point on a teacher. You see,
Deterrent.
sanction of a disciplinary committee. Where a teacher is found of guilt of professional misconduct, under this act, the council may invoke any of the following sanctions.
That's deterrent.
No, it's
We are
deterrent.
saying you don't do
Why
it.
don't you remove him instead of charging him
Yeah,
5
we are
million? Why don't you remove him?
no. I put a question that clause 53 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 54.
I put a question that clause 54 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 55.
Chair AG.
Right Honorable Chair, to insert after A the words or B to read, a teacher whose name has been removed from the register under section 54 2A or B may, where he or she's justified reason, apply to the council to restore his or her name to the register. I beg to submit.
I put a question that clause 55 be amended as proposed by the harmonization committee. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 55 as amended.
I put a question that clause 55 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 56.
I put a question that clause 56 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 57.
I put a question that clause 57 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 58.
I put a question that clause 58.
Madam Chair, in light of the amendment to clause 52, I also propose,
To Chief Magistrate.
yeah, I also propose
I
that
put
we
a
replace the
question
High
that-
Court with the
I
Magistrates
put a
Court.
question that clause.
Chair, I think we need to
Whatever it
be a bit
appears.
careful here. Not the decisions that we put for the council in as far as the registration of the teacher was to the magistrates court.
This
not all decisions of council. So we shall say, save as otherwise provided under this act. A person aggrieved by a decision by a council may appeal. So if the act has not specifically provided for it, because that one we are dealing with the teachers directly, but we may have decisions of council relating to schools, relating to all manner of other things. So I'll propose that unless the act has specifically created a jurisdiction, the rest should be given to High Court, because some of the pecuniary jurisdiction may even be higher than what the magistrates court can carry.
If the intention is to target to the peculiar jurisdiction, then we then prescribe a right to go to court. Then the person going to court will now determine that this matter I need to go to the High Court. But otherwise, my spirit of insisting on the magistrates court was basically because the government just recently explained to us the burden that is at the High Court, and then for that reason they proposed to us that the Chief Magistrates Court and the Magistrates Court should be able to take on. I don't think decisions arising out of, licensing of teachers and removal, denial of certificates really need a judge of the High Court to sit. I think these ones can really be resolved by the Magistrates Court. That was the spirit in which I was raising. Any decision from council should actually go to the Magistrates Court.
AG.
Right Honorable Chair, the High Court, for example, is vested with unlimited powers, but specifically, you cannot go for judicial review to the Magistrates Court, for example. So you need to be careful what it is that we are dealing with here. Where we have specifically looked at the issue of the teacher and their license, that is an individual private issue. But where the council makes a decision, so why don't you say, save as specifically provided in this act? A person aggrieved by a decision of council may appeal to the High Court.
To a relevant court.
Or to a relevant court, maybe.
Yes.
Okay.
Relevant court. I put a question that clause 58 be amended as proposed by Honorable Dur and further by Honorable Attorney General. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 58 as amended.
I put a question that clause 58 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 59.
I put a question that clause 59 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 60.
I put a question that clause 60 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 61.
I put a question that clause 61 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 62.
I put a question that clause 62 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 63.
I put a question that clause 63 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 64.
I put a question that clause 64 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 65.
Transition.
Right Honorable Chair, we are proposing that in clause 65 we delete clause 2, subclause 2.
I put a question that clause 65 be amended as proposed.
The teachers were already been registered. That's what it is saying here. Subsection not apply to teachers who
This is
is
deleted.
registered.
That is the one we are deleting.
Now, if you do it, then it means it shall apply to them.
This is transitional.
No, but there are those who are already registered. Now, let me ask Dr. Muyingo.
You read 65
Yeah,
well.
Madam Chair, I have understood. Not any teacher. That means now everybody must apply afresh. Now, if I who registered as a teacher in 1989, again I should apply to register as a what? A teacher. If this one was trying to save that, Section 20 shall not apply to a teacher who is registered before the commencement of this act. That means all teachers who are already registered.
They are saying, Honorable, don't read in isolation, that notwithstanding Section 64(1), a teacher who at the commencement of this act is registered under the Education Primary and Post-Primary Act 2008, but whose qualifications are not in compliance with the eligibility requirements under this Section 28 shall within 10 years from the commencement of this act comply with the requirement for eligibility under Section 28 of this act. I put a question that clause 65 be amended as proposed. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 65 as amended.
Chair,
I put a question that
Chair, it would help.
clause 65 as amended stands part
Madam
of
Chair.
the bill. Those in
We
favor say
deleted
and the contrary
28
nay.
and we had amended 28, so I wanted the Attorney General, in light of that amendment, originally in the bill we had proposed a degree and all the qualification. Now you propose that the minister with the council will sit. That's what we say. The minister with the council will now sit and then come up with the requirements. Now in light of this, so we need to amend to reflect that amendment that you made. I agree with the deletion of 2, but even under 1, if you read it, to make it fit within the proposal you made, the amendment, we'll need to polish it.
I think what you can only just say is to set the requirements for eligibility prescribed pursuant to Section 28. That's it. But Section 28 is there. We did not delete it. We replaced it with new. So we are just saying, maybe we could read it for clarity to say, notwithstanding Section 64(1), a teacher who at the commencement of this act is registered under the Education Act 2008, but whose qualifications are not in compliance with the eligibility requirements prescribed under Section 28, shall within 10 years from the commencement of this act comply with the requirement for eligibility prescribed under Section 28 of the Act. So we're just saying prescribe, because the minister will prescribe under Section 28. Thank you.
Okay, I put a question that clause 65 be amended as proposed and further amended by Honorable Dur. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 65 as amended.
I put a question that clause 65 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Schedule 1.
I put a question that the first schedule stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Schedule 2.
I put a question. Hey, Chair.
Schedule 2, clause 2 on quorum, to read that the quorum for a meeting of the council is 2/3 members of the members.
I put a question that the second schedule be amended as proposed. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Schedule 2 as amended.
I put a question that the second schedule as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Schedule 3.
Deletion.
Right, Honorable Chair, we propose to delete Schedule 3,
I
the
put
entire
a
Schedule 3.
I put a question that the third schedule be deleted as proposed. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Title.
I put a question that the title stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Motion for resumption of the House.
Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the committee do rise, the House do now resume, and the committee of the whole House report to the House.
I put a question that the House resumes and the committee of the whole House reports there true. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Report of the committee of the whole House.
Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the committee of the whole House has considered the bill entitled the National Teachers Bill 2024 and has passed it with amendments.
Motion for adoption of the report of the committee of the whole House.
Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister.
My son. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the report from the committee of the whole House on the bill entitled the National Teachers Bill 2024 be adopted.
I put a question that the report of the committee of the whole House be adopted by this August House. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, I request the indulgence of this Honorable House to recommit clauses 6, 11 and 33. 6, 11 and 33. I misreported on the harmonized position of the parties for 6, 11 and 33.
Move a motion for recommitter.
Right Honorable Chair, I move a motion that clauses 6, 11 and 33 be recommitted for consideration by the House.
I put a question that clauses 6, 11 and 33 as requested by Attorney General be recommitted. Those in favor say aye, to the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Bills committee stage. Clause 6, right? Clause 6.
I sincerely apologize, Right Honorable Chair and Honorable colleagues, for this mishap on my part. Right Honorable Speaker, Right Honorable Chair and Honorable colleagues, the harmonized position of the committee for clause 6 is that we retain the provisions in the bill but amend part B to say a teacher with a disability shall be nominated by the National Union of Disabled Persons of Uganda, and to insert a new clause, provision 3, at least 2/3, 1/3 of the members of council shall be women. I beg to submit.
That's what you moved. I put a question that clause 6 be amended as proposed by the harmonization committee. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
6 as amended.
I put a question that clause 6 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say aye, to the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 11.
Clause 11.
Right Honorable Chair, Honorable colleagues, I pray that the harmonized position is that we drop the words training, institution, and education, so as A will read as follows: to call for any information, documents, records, or reports in respect of a teacher from any person, body, or authority as the council deems necessary. Retain D, delete E, and the intention of E has been captured in clause 10 as proposed by the committee. I beg to submit.
I put a question that clause 11 be amended as proposed by the harmonization committee. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 11 as amended.
I put a question that clause 11 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 33.
33.
Clause 33, we propose to carry forward the provision as proposed by the Committee on Education, but insert the words or international education institution after the word education wherever it appears in the proposed clause, and provide a definition for the word international education institution. Accordingly, the phrase of international education institution should be inserted in clauses 41(1)(c), 42(b), and 46(2)(c). Right Honorable Chair, I also propose that an amendment be made when we dealt with licensing of teachers and practicing license. We amended clause 33 to read valid teaching license. I propose that wherever in the bill practicing license appears, be replaced with teaching license. I beg to submit.
Valid.
No, wherever practicing license appears, to be replaced with teaching license. I beg to submit.
Thank you. I put a question that clause 33 be amended as proposed by the harmonization committee. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 33 as amended.
I put a question that clause 33 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Motion for resumption of the House.
Honorable Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the committee do rise, the House to do now resume, and the committee of the whole House reports to the House. I move.
I put a question that the House resumes after recommittal, and the committee of the whole House reports there too. Those in favor say aye, and to the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Honorable Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the whole House has considered the bill entitled the National Teachers...
Has recommitted.
Has recommitted.
Clauses 6, 11, and
Oh,
33.
Has recommitted the bill entitled the clauses 6, those ones.
Has recommitted clauses 6, 11, and 33.
6, 11, and 33. Exactly.
Thank you.
And has passed it with amendments.
Thank you.
Motion for adoption of the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Honorable Minister.
It's a good day for me. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the report from the Committee of the Whole House on the bill entitled the National Teachers Bill 2024 be adopted.
I put a question that the report of the Committee of the Whole House after the recommittal of clause 6, 11, and 33 be adopted by this House. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Bills, third reading. The National Teachers Bill 2024.
Honorable Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the bill entitled the National Teachers Bill 2024 be read the third time and do pass.
I put a question that the National Teachers Bill 2024 be read the third time and do pass. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. Ayes have it.
A bill for an act titled the National Teachers Act 2026.
Title settled and the bill has been passed.
Right Honorable Speaker and the honorable members of Parliament here present, just one short one. I want to say thank you very much, your Right Honorable Speaker, first for the love you have for your country and taking us through this very important business. I also like to thank the teachers for their contribution to this country. But I also want to thank the MPs and all of you for the various contributions, and may God bless you.
Thank you so much. Finance.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. I also had initially wanted to thank the House, but also thank the members of the Finance Committee and the staff, the technical team, for the hard work in the circumstances to have delivered the bills that this House has passed. I'd like to appreciate you, Right Honorable Speaker, for your guidance and pray that in future we'll continue to work and deliver quality bills like we did today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for using a stick.
Madam Speaker, I would also like to most sincerely thank the members of our committee. I think they are the majority today. And I would like to thank the Honorable Minister with the Honorable Ministers of the sector and the Attorney General. Actually, we were going to have a miscarriage of this bill. So I would like to thank the Speaker to have accepted our request to come and preside over. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honourable members, I want to thank all of you for coming in rain to attend this session. It was not easy. Even me myself, I was saying, should I go? But I thank God that all of us managed to come. But in a very special way, I want to thank the chairperson and the members of the Finance Committee. Now we are able to raise revenue. I want to thank my very good friend, the Honorable Minister of Finance, Honorable Musa. When you are not here, we miss you. But when we are happy you are there to do it and get what you wanted. But back to education. You are a very great team. Thank you for that bill. I want to thank the Ministers of Education and thank the government legal advisor. And as I was telling you, that we always fill the gap when you're not here. We fill the gap, and we are happy you came, and today we have rested this. And on this side, I want to thank Honorable Jonah. Ole Jonah is very, very good. And I also want to thank Honorable Nathan, and the whole House. Government Chief Whip, thank you for whipping your team with the Prime Minister. But I want to make this very clear. Year in, year out, we do appropriate, and the ministers are not there. If mistakes are made, there is no responsible minister to correct on the floor. We want to request you that tomorrow we are going to do appropriation. Can you all be here and you see what is happening, how much is going to your sector, how much is going to your ministry? So that when we are asked the questions, we are all asked, not only one person, not an Obua or an Anita. So can we all be here tomorrow at 10? 10. And you know me, when I say 10, it is 10. We will do appropriation tomorrow. The budget committee is ready. Honorable Boy, is that agreeable with you? Government, is that agreeable with you?
Right Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you so much for the dedication you have put in all this we are doing for the good of our country. Right Honorable Speaker, we are going to whip, together with my colleague, the Honorable Chief Whip, all the ministers and ensure that all the ministries are represented. I thank you.
Thank you so much. The House is adjourned to 10 a.m. tomorrow, Friday. I'm repeating, Friday, tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Phone is already in the bag. Okay. Yeah.